Hello, my friends. As we begin here, please forgive the shouts in the background from playful little children. The kids are here and they're outside doing things that us adults wish we could still do and get away with. But today we're looking at the R40 V2 from Nitecore. Now there's a lot of stuff to go over here. Here's the light, and I have it on the best charging cradle. This is a remake. It is a second generation, a version 2, as it states, of the R40 with XPL2 V3. That was the first one released about 4 years ago from Nitecore. And this is a side switch light for you junkies who really love your side switch. So you've got the mode button, you've got the power button, and they work together to form one of the best side switch lights that you can buy. This light, it's so funny. I'm trying to unpack where to start here mentally. I guess somebody really got hyperactive down at Nitecore Industries and said, hey, you know what? We need to make a light. We need to make chargers. We need to make a light that is the panacea of all charging. So they went crazy. The guy had too much coffee one day, maybe had a little bit of methamphetamines, and what he did was he went crazy. So he gave us a standing charger, wireless charger right here. You just plug it into the wall and it wirelessly charges, which is the best one, and it's the only one they needed to really send. Then they gave a car charger just to make sure that you don't feel like you are left out. Actually, that's a charger for the cradle. You can go in the back just like this one. And then they have a fast charging USB that goes in the back here, which you just pull out, and it is a, God, I hate getting these out. It's so very difficult. There we go. Very secure though. And then there's the charging cradle, which you plug into the side. You can plug either of these cords that I just showed you into the side, and you can do a wall mount feature for like a police or security department, I guess, if you wanted to, and it just goes in there. And again, it is wireless charging, so you don't need to fix it up, and it doesn't scratch up the light. You can just leave it like that, and that's it's good to go. And then you get the Olight usual lanyard, which the light has a place for right here. And then you have the O-rings. And then, of course, you have these cases. I'm just waiting for someone to make a solid case that is dependably used. I do not like any of these sorts of cases. And you have the battery blocker you get, and, of course, the Nitecore warranty card, which you can fill out. Now, let's, like I said, it's like, do you want any flashlight with these chargers? There's just so many chargers. Really, all they needed was the desktop charger. Now, as far as that goes, all you need to do is do this. And one of the things I have been experimenting with over these last few days is the fact that it's wireless and it's so easy to charge, because all you have to do is put it in the charger, and lo and behold, when you come to use it, whether it's 15 minutes later or at the end of the evening after a day of not needing it, your light is charged. That's so trippy. You can put it by your bed, you can put it anywhere else you want, and you're good to go. It's really one of the coolest things around. So it's charging right now. And of course it's already charged, so it'll be ready for our tests out tonight. That's one of the coolest things. So let's look at the box here. An optical system combined with crystal coating and precision digital optics technology. Wow, I have no idea what that means. I guess it means it's just a well-made beam. Highly efficient constant current circuit provides a stable output up to 1200 hours. You better believe it does. It doesn't dim at all. At least none that you can possibly make out, and multiple tests have demonstrated that. Dual side switches control 5 brightness levels and 3 special modes. Triple charging ways available. Yeah, you got that right. The power indicator beneath the side switches indicates the remaining battery. The power indicator can display the battery voltage range. Incorporated advanced temperature regulation. As far as that goes, you don't have, it'll only step down if you leave it alone up to 22%, and it'll remain constant. That'll be enough to cool it in even if you don't have a fan on it. And you can go to Advanced Knife Bros version, his video, where he did a runtime test, a full runtime test, and it's this impressive. This little thing will run forever. Military, yada, 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 all the rest of this. Very impressive, 1200 lumens, 344 meters, 29,500 candela. 1 meter impact resistance and 2 meters waterproof. More bragging about the cigarette lighter adaptations and more charging stuff. It's like, come on now, guys. You've made your point. The light works very well, and it is very, very rechargeable. And that is a real cool thing with this light. Now, of course, let's move along to the body itself. I bought this because I did buy this. This is not a unit sent for review. Of course, it was $162, which is one of the negatives. 162 bucks. That's out the door. That's expensive for a light that is no doubt good quality, has a lot of good charging features. In my opinion, they should have sold these. It should have just come with this, and they should have sold these separately, because not everybody needs the entire world of chargers thrown at them. It's like I need a special room built to house all these chargers. I want to put it in the box. Wireless charging. That's their big shout now. But how does it perform? How does it handle itself? It's using an XPL2 or an XPL2 V6, excuse me, emitter. Now, I don't understand what's going on at Nitecore. Why would they had all these XPL2 V6s left over because they made the new ones, the new 9,800 lumen. That apparently they just had a whole bunch of them lying around. That really wasn't the best choice for this light. With the dimensions, the 44 millimeter head, they really don't need that. They could have done a throwier emitter. I would like to have seen a PM1 in here to give it a little bit more range. But let's talk about how it feels in the hand. Again, for those of you who are side switch junkies, this is an amazing light. It's really amazingly satisfying. You control all the modes with this. And you've got 4, you turn it off. If you want to jump it down, you can do that. It's going to come on the mode that you last had it. If you want a nice low, it's going to come in on that mode. And it has other features. I won't demonstrate all of them because there are other videos on it. You can hold down the mode switch. Now here's where it gets weird. And it'll come on turbo, which is weird. And then you just cycle through the modes normally. I don't know why they did that. Why didn't they just stay with the normal outlay? And then if you hold down this, it'll come on low. So that doesn't, I guess that's for these people that complain that a light doesn't come on low. But the solution to that is you just set the memory for low. So here we are back on high, but this does have a, if you're familiar with the tint of XPL2 V6, it is a nice cool white with a little bit of greenish and brownish in the horizon. I don't think, it's not my favorite emitter, but it is putting out around at 1200 lumens, and it will keep them there with current regulation throughout the entire lifetime. Even as the battery and the head warms as you run it a while, it is pretty amazing in terms of what it's capable of. But beyond that, let me say this about the UI here. I would like to have seen one on the side instead, so that in the dark I can fumble around and find it better. That's one of the disadvantages of when you're handling a light in the dark. Another problem is if you're cold and you have gloves on, it is hard to, these buttons are small and you might have a hard time getting the right button. And that's a criticism with this. I think they could have put some spacing between them, maybe put a bar in the middle so you don't accidentally hit the wrong one. You can feel it in the dark even with gloves on, or you should be able to. So I do think that is one thing that could be improved here. There's some anti-roll here that's pretty good. I think they could have been a little bit more aggressive with a larger head. If they wanted to stick with this emitter, they could have made it a little bit wider and given a little more throw. And that's my next complaint, as we're going to take it out and we're going to see. This is only 29,500 candela and 344 meters. Now that's nice, usable, mixed hybrid level throw. So it's like an entry level thrower. And it is nice, but it's not sweet spot throw. You need to be up there around 500 to 700 meters for that searchlight feature. So this just falls short of searchlight territory, but it's still pretty good. And as you're going to see, it's pretty handy. Now look at this. This bothers me. Look at that. Look, that's not lined up. That's not lined up. I wanted to see all of this lined up, but we can't get everything we want. But it's $62 or $162. Come on now. So. You know, what are we going to do? You know, what kind of a world is this? You know, it's like, come on now. The light does tail stand on a normal surface fairly well if you have this tucked in. Again, if you want the fast charging, you use the plugged in cable with a charger of your choice, and you can go real fast. I like how they used a black centering ring in there. The light is, of course, perfectly centered, and the beam is pretty nice. All right, I've rambled long enough. Let's take this son of a gun out, and let's have fun with a light that is very, fun to hold. Katie. Let's wrap this up. I always try to, a light to me is like a woman. You try to find a place for her in your life. You say, what am I going to do with her? Is she just going to be like, someone I kind of date when I'm bored, or is this going to be someone I want to settle down with? And that may or may not be your philosophy, but it is kind of mine. You say, how does this fit into my life? I think we all do a little bit. And because of the cost of this, and but because of the versatility, I see this as a very serious light. It is not a light that you buy because you just want something cheap, because it's not cheap. It's god darn expensive. But it is of such quality that you know that it's the light you're going to go to when you need absolute determination and upholding and robustness. I have no doubt at all that this will be a tool that you can use for any task nearly, and it will be there to and stand to be counted when you need it. So the question is it of value to you? And I have no doubt that it'll be there for you. And especially for those of you who like the beam profile, it is. I've taken it out and played with it several nights now. It is actually a very good mid-range thrower, low mid-range thrower, and there's a market for that. And so, anyway, I'm going to put a link down below, and you can scoop one up. I just grabbed mine off Amazon because all the rest were sold out. So, have a good night.